Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Remember in Genesis 11 when the people of Babel rebelled against God in building their tower to make a name for themselves? And God came down to see the tower. He then decided to confuse their language, and that was the end of their tower building. Well, 2 other towns in Abraham's day had a "don't make me come down there" problem. You know, like when 2 siblings are in the basement fussing and mom yells, "Don't make me come down there." If she actually does have to come down there, both of them are in trouble. In Genesis 18, already the Lord has heard cries against the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. He told Abraham, his friend, because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grave, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry against it that has come to me. Abraham had previously dealt with these cities when he rescued them from raiders. He knew the city's reputation for evil. But one person lived there whom Abraham loved, his nephew Lot and his family. At first, Lot had pitched his tent toward Sodom when he and his uncle amicably separated in chapter 13. The next chapter showed Lot living in Sodom, and by the time the Lord's angels visit to check on this outcry of evil in chapter 19, it seems like Lot has become sort of a leader there, perhaps because his uncle had rescued everyone. When the Lord told Abraham he was about to destroy these cities, his first thought was for his nephew. However, despite his friendship with God, Abraham seemed hesitant to outright ask him to spare Lot. But he did intercede for his nephew in ways that we can intercede for people today. First off, in Genesis 18:23, it says, Abraham drew near. Now, in order for us to intercede for our friends and family, we must be close to God. Remember, the effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. In other words, prayer is powerful when the one praying is righteous, close to the Lord, not having sin standing between us and God. So before I pray for others, I must confess my own sin so I can draw near to God. We see as Abraham talks with the Lord that he knows God's heart. He knows the Lord is just, compassionate, merciful. The better we know God, the easier it is to pray according to His will. So we must spend time with Him to know His heart. Yes, Sodom is wicked, but Abraham knew the Lord wouldn't go against His own character of being good and merciful by destroying the righteous along with the wicked. Abraham asks, as Habakkuk 3:2 does, "In your wrath, remember mercy." As we pray and intercede for others, as Abraham did, we can use God's attributes as a basis for our prayers. For example, we can say, "Lord, I know you are a God who sees. You see and know my friend and her struggle and pain. I know you love her even more than I do. You are sovereign and in control of the details of her situation. I ask that you would show your mercy and compassion to walk with her through it and bring her out on the other side so she can praise you." What attributes of God can you use in your prayers to apply to the situations of your friends and family in need of prayer? God works His will through prayers of His people, just as He's about to do through Abraham's request for Lot. Who do you know who needs your intercessory prayer? How can you pray for them today?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.